What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport, and we're gonna do another really fun, kind of quick video on our 1991 BMW 318i. You guys can already tell I'm actually in the process of finishing up a video that's going to go out right before this, where we're going to be putting in the thermostat. This was going to be a combined video where I was going to work on doing some bumper stuff because I thought the thermostat was going to go right in and be a boring video, and ended up being that I had to flush the whole system, order in gaskets and a whole bunch of other things. So I wanted that video to be its own little focus. So right now what I've done is I went ahead and removed this broken up piece that kind of covers over the bumper, and I've seen this happen to a lot of these BMWs. The plastic either gets brittle or people get fender benders, etc. And if you haven't seen my car before, I'll put a picture of it right now. As you guys can see, it has a plexiglass style front cover, and it's a love-hate. I mean, I would have to say it's more of a hate. I hated it when I first got the car. I thought it was really dumb, and now I've kind of fallen in love with it because I have more of a vision of what I want to do, and that's going to include what I'm about to do today. So I honestly actually think it looks pretty cool like this as well. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to take our bumper bar here and we're going to paint it black. But what I want to do now is see if we can get these. I picked these up a long time ago from Harbor Freight, and I love, they're just like a rubber coated fog light, and I wanted to hook these up to something, maybe my Austin Haley Sprite, but then I really thought this would work perfect just mounting them right here. I was going to put a bar going across here and try to do them a different style, but what I think I'm going to do is just center them right here. Let me step back and put it on a tripod, and tell me what you guys think about it. Okay, so what I was thinking was right there like that, I can basically drill down in, screw these down in, and have them mounted nicely right there. And I think that's going to look really cool with this painted black and you know, kind of the black accents all inside here, so the black and red theme. And then we can go ahead and put our plexiglass cover on there, see how that looks. I'm going to kind of play around with it. I might actually like the way this looks black, but in another situation that we're going to be doing, we got to rewire these blinkers, because when I started to mess around with this bumper, the blinker wires, which you can see right here, they're like 3 wires. This was all tangled up and bunched up into the top there, and there's another wire hanging down here, which the only thing I can think of what that was for is fog lights, even though this car actually has the fog lights blocked out, so I don't think this came with fog lights, and I could be wrong on that. But these blinkers were not hooked up, and this one was missing a bulb, so my idea was to basically get that plexiglass black cover and cut the holes out so that the lights fit into it, and mount that up so it's nice and flush, and then kind of modify some things a little bit, and we'll kind of play with it as we go. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get this bumper cover off, drill the holes for the fog lights right there, start wiring them, paint this thing black, and I'll kind of speed through a lot of that, and then we'll see how it looks back on the car. Okay, so that's the mock-up, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Think about the position of where they're at. Now, that's not tightened up. I gotta tighten all that up. I figured I gotta paint this whole bar anyways. There's no point. Also, I know that these things ground out on metal, so now I've got to try to run power to them to see if they come on with just the, basically the bolt and everything, or if I got to put some washers or some sort of piece of metal across there in order to get them to ground out. So I'm gonna go ahead and test that now. Pull this whole thing off. We'll go ahead and clean this up, and then we'll paint it down, and we'll get it back on there. So guys, I went ahead and degreased it, washed it down, dried it, and blew it out with an air blower. We're going to go ahead and throw some primer on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and use this high gloss universal from Rust-Oleum. I like the way this stuff sprays. It goes on really nice. I've used it before. And then I debated on a clear coat, but I only have the standard clear coats. If you're not using a 2K clear, it's really not worth it. 99% of this is going to be covered. You're really just going to see that top section. So that's the section I'm really going to focus on. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to speed quickly through this. So guys, quick change on the paint, quick update actually. I ended up going with this, just the Rust-Oleum 2X primer, and then I found this because I was really wanting a more satin look after I went back and looked at the car. I want those kidney bean center grille to really stand out with that high gloss black, and after looking at this back panel, I don't like how that's more of a higher gloss, and that's a really crappy paint on there. I'm going to go ahead and sand that down and do this exact same thing here because I really like the way it came out. Also, I got the blinkers working perfectly. So those are all on the front. I rewired all that, and all I have to do now is ground these out and run these. And I'm thinking about right now just running these to maybe the headlights, just so when I flip my headlights on, these work, and then eventually putting in a toggle switch so I can have those on or off. So for right now, I might just do that just so I can play around with them, show you guys how they look on, and get them going. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the car, get the blinkers hooked up, and then I'll show you guys how that looks, and then we'll go ahead and put that basically that plexiglass piece on the front bumper and see how that looks and kind of decide which route we want to go. So guys, this is what I've come up with so far. This is the piece that was mounted across the entire bumper originally. Obviously you guys got to see the bumper, which I am absolutely stunned by. It looks amazing. I can't wait to show you. I've already mocked all this up. I still have some things to do, so I want to show you guys the final, the way it's going to look in the final stage. Let's step over the car. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So because that opening is cut on that bottom plastic piece, basically that's going to go up underneath the bumper. I want to go ahead and paint all this black so it blends right in. So really I just need to paint from here to here. I went ahead and put degreaser on there, going to wash it down, and then show you guys painting it, speeding through. And I need to paint the end of this too because that sticks out and that looks terrible. So we're going to go ahead and finish all this off, get the bumper on. I've already got everything wired, figured out, and I'm going to show you guys how everything looks when it's finished and done the way that I want it to look. So stay tuned. Okay guys, here it is. So basically you got to see all the little things that I did. Didn't plan to paint this black originally, but kind of just did that and threw that in so you guys could check that out. Everything is done with that flat black primer, and I threw the high gloss clear coat over it. And I'm blown away because it's a like a satin color, which looks absolutely amazing. I just got done grinding down these corners here too to kind of line that up so it doesn't hit the tire. I started to bolt it down here, but it kind of warped it, so I pulled those off, and I think it looks way better with it just kind of lying in its natural way. So tell me what you guys think in the comments if you like this, if it's something you would have done, because keep in mind this is gonna be a funky drift car. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to kind of have that kind of rat rod, but drift rat rod style to it, where I know I'm gonna bang it around, I'm gonna beat it up, but I do want to do the same thing to the rear because I love now the new flow. So you see how we've got our side panels flowing. That was my idea and what I was hoping to kind of get. And I picked up some plexiglass I'm gonna paint black and paint all this black. Then, coming hopefully soon, like I mentioned before, we're going to have a chassis mount wing and a bash bar that we're going to do black as well. So once again, guys, my name's Pete. This is Pete's Carport. Do not forget to let me know in the comments what you think, what you guys would do, something you would have done differently. I love your feedback. Love hearing what you guys think. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week, and I'll catch you guys next time.